Hey everybody, it's Jake Mace, the vegan athlete, and I am live right here on Facebook. Is anybody out there? Is anybody listening to me? Does anybody care that I'm live right now? Excuse me. If you guys can hear me okay and if you can see me okay, please tell me in the comments over there, because the only way I know if these things are worth doing or if these things are informational for people or if they're working properly is if you guys give me feedback in the comments right now. And also, hit the like button for me, hit the heart button, hit the wow button, hit all those buttons. And if you could share this video on your Facebook page, that would be fantastic. I'd really love that a lot. And we're gonna wait for a couple seconds until at least a few people come in here and join us. And then hopefully by tomorrow, there'll be thousands of you that will have watched this video. Hopefully it's a little bit entertaining for the gardeners out there that like to watch gardening videos while they eat dinner. I got the sunset behind me, check it out. Beautiful sunset. That's west right there, and the cool thing is that that's west and it shines right against my house. So every day from about 1 p.m. on, my house gets obliterated by the sun. My house is just pretty small. I live in a pretty normal neighborhood, but we've done some interesting, exceptional things with the front and the backyard. So we decided to do this year is we decided to take the grapevines out. We used to have grapevines in front of this western wall right here that at least provided a little bit of shade for our house so that our AC bill was manageable. And hey, my friend Gabriel Miranda is on there from Colorado. Hey Gabriel, what's happening, man? Thanks for joining my live feed here, Gabriel. Hopefully you can hear me okay. So we tore the grapevines out, and instead, in January, we planted 4 different seeds, 3 and 4, against the house of moringa. And now, in just about 9 months, that tree is over 12 feet tall. And I've been showing this every live video because I think it's pretty cool that you can literally stand here like this and gaze at the tree and see it growing, a couple of inches. So this video is all about the medicine that I grow in my yard. And so for those of you watching right now, do you guys grow any medicine in your yard? I want to ask you this question. Do you grow your own Obamacare? Do you grow your own Medicaid and Medicare? Or just Medicare, not Medicaid, you can't grow Medicaid. Do you grow your own health insurance? I do. I try to be responsible for my own health, and I'm only 34 years old, so I'm not old. But you know what? That being said, I see a lot of people my age that I follow on Facebook that have graduated in the same year I graduated, which is the year 2000. And a lot of them are looking older. A lot of them are getting some illnesses. A lot of them are battling a few health problems. A lot of them are already on medications that they have to take. That's some scary stuff to me. So a lot of people I follow are doing fantastic. They're actually way healthier than I've ever seen them before. So I'm convinced that I can grow my own medicine in my front and my backyard. So one form of medicine is this moringa tree. And what I can do here is I can go up to this tree and grab these leaves that look kind of like a fern. See that? By the way, all this medicine is all legal. Okay, this is not the marijuana medicine that is not legal yet. But when it's legal, you better believe I'll be growing it. But until then, I'm not. But I am growing other forms of medicine. So let's get back to this moringa tree. I get sidetracked on these live videos. The tree looks like this, and the leaves look like that. See it on there? Hey, Tim. Good to have you join us here. Thanks for jumping into the live video. I can just take these leaves just like this, and I can go brrr, and grab it. And then kind of just use the stem as mulch. And I would not say this is delicious. I'm the guy who loves dessert. I'm vegan. I've only eaten plants. I'm a 100% plant-based diet for 15 years. But I still love ice cream, donuts, cake, pies. And I always have. Desserts are my downfall, Some folks, smoking is their downfall. Some folks, alcohol. Some folks, drugs, cigarettes. For me, it's desserts. But I would not say that tree is delicious. It tastes like a very, very nutritious kale. But it does make me feel amazing. So I have tried in the recent days instead of being addicted to ice cream, like vegan coconut ice cream, or instead of being addicted to donuts, or instead of being addicted to sweets, I try to get myself addicted to the feeling of health and wellness. And what is that? Talk about helpers. I mean, these guys are supposed to be out in the yard helping me in the yard. And instead they're sleeping on the job. That's Tesla. Tesla's the brindle pit bull and Venus is the cattle dog. Let's see if we can sneak up on him. Oh, she's already sees me, the tail's wagging. Tesla's alerted. They know something's up. Let me show you guys this second form of medicine right here. This one behind me. I had somebody call me today, and he called me and said he wanted to know if I sold moringa tree, or if I sold any neem trees, because he's from India and the neem tree is very popular for those who come from India. And that's what this is. This is a neem tree I planted from Seamus O'Leary's tropical fruit trees about, I'm thinking a year and a half ago. Yeah, a year and a half ago. It was like April of 2015. And the first year was very tall and lanky, and the monsoon just kind of like shook it back and forth and really made me feel like it was going to snap at any moment, but it did not snap. It survived. And now this year, the trunk is much, much more substantial. It's a really thick trunk. Look at this trunk down here. So this is the nice sized trunk right there. I would say the size of, you know, twice the diameter of my forearm almost. And the tree's looking pretty good, pretty bushy and pretty green. And what I have found in Phoenix is that the cold can hurt these guys, but the heat does not. No shade protection, limited water. If you actually water them too much, they turn kind of yellow like that, and I just pull those off. So if you water them less, they stay green. And there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of medicinal benefits to eating neem. So here's what the leaf looks like. I'm in a jungle, my own backyard. That's it. So that's the neem. Now the neem does not taste very good. But actually, I'm starting to get hit by that right now. The neem is one that tastes kind of like medicine. It tastes kind of bitter. In Chinese, we have an expression, we say, ni chur ku ma, so chur ku. Can you chur the ku? Can you eat the bitter? So can you chur ku? Can you eat the bitter? And that is a really bitter leaf. And so I always have felt, you know, being in the martial arts, coming from a martial arts background, a lot of herbs and a lot of medicine in the martial arts, a lot of oriental style of medicine. I've always been attracted to the bitterness of food because I was always taught that the more a food is bitter, for the most part, the healthier it is for your organs and for your blood. So one thing I'm doing here today as well, in addition to showing you guys the medicine in my backyard, is I'm pruning. I want you guys out there right now watching me, anybody who can hear me right now, first of all, can you guys hit the heart button and the like button right now, because I want to see them go across the screen. That really keeps me motivated. Keep those like buttons going. I still got that neem in my mouth. I need to eat something sweet here. What do I got over here that's sweet? I'll find something in a second. Oh, I got something to show you guys. I'll eat this and it'll wash the taste out of my mouth. This is a crazy part of my yard over here. Look at this, like, patch. It's a cucumber patch. I planted a plant because my friend John Kohler, I used to watch his videos religiously, and now we've met, we've done some videos together, and we're friends. And he used to do a video on the West Indian bird gherkin that he got from rareseeds.com, the Baker Creek seed company. And so I planted it like 3 years ago. And I climbed it, I grew it up this trellis right here. And it climbed up the trellis. It was doing very, very well. It took the summer heat very well, and it grew a lot of fruit for me. And then it died in the wintertime, and I haven't seen it for about a year. But then this year, a little tiny plant popped up in my raised bed over here, and now look at this. It's like a jungle. It goes back all the way into my yard. So this is like residual grandbabies of that original West Indian bird gherkin, and they grow cucumbers that look like this, that are kind of thorny. You know what I'm saying? They have thorns on them, and when you bite it open, it's got seeds in it like that. Cucumbers are so juicy. It's washing the neem and moringa in my mouth. So let me get back to the fact that I like desserts. I love desserts. But I've become, in recent years, addicted to the taste of healthy food, not at the time of eating it, but the next day. I know right now that if I eat some neem and some moringa, cucumbers, do a wheatgrass shot, eat a bunch of kale, collard greens, the next day my muscles will look tighter and feel tighter. I'll feel more connected as an athlete. My skin will look cleaner and more healthy and youthful. How's my skin look? My teeth actually get whiter. My eyes get whiter. I do a lot of editing of videos for you guys at the Vegan Athlete YouTube channel and at the Shaolin Center YouTube channel. And I look at the computer screen a lot because I'm always editing the next video. I have no editing team. The editing team is this gentleman right here. It's a one-stop shop for editing, Jake May style. So I look at the computer screen a lot. I'm editing on my phone and on my computer. And one of the secrets to keep my skin looking good and my eyes bright and my teeth white and my muscles tight is that all rhyme? I think it did. Is the food I eat. Because as I'm editing on the computer, as I am gardening, as I'm doing the stuff that I do over the course of my day, the food that I put in my mouth is becoming my cells, it's becoming my muscles, it's becoming who I am, you know? So what I would suggest you guys to do right now is to close your eyes really quick, if you can do so safely. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. A few times a day, do about 5 breaths like that, maybe once an hour. And just to learn to relax yourself at will. And I try to meditate to connect myself with my trees, like this female fruiting carob over here, or my pecan tree behind me right here. And I can feel right now that the seasons are changing. You know, you can look at the weather report, you can feel it. The seasons are changing right now, and it's starting to become the end of summer and the beginning of fall. So it's time to do 2 things in your garden. It's time to feed your garden and feed. I think I might have lost you there. Am I still coming through okay? Give me some feedback. Am I still coming through okay? Can you guys still hear me? Can you still see me? Am I still synced up? Okay, let's get back to it. There's 2 things to do right now. Number 1 is feed your plants and feed your trees and feed your garden. And do this with compost, with worm castings, with rock dust powder. If you want to try doing some of the rock dust powder, get it from us. Try a little $10 bag from jakemace.com. Or go to my friend Jay Behringer, who runs the Phoenix Fruit Growers page, and get some of his incredible compost that he puts together. He has raised bed compost and he has fruit tree compost. It's really good stuff. Go to my man Seamus O'Leary and get some worm castings from Seamus. He's got some Worm Gold Plus over there. That's the first thing. So right now what I'm doing is I got some really good fertilizer from Greg Peterson, the urban farmer at urbanfarm.org. I got some worm castings and compost going on. I'm adding all this stuff with the rock dust powder to all my trees and all my garden right now. Okay, because the trees and the garden is going to put off a flush of new growth as the temperatures drop back into the 90s. And we need to give those trees and those plants in the garden energy and nutrients to make that flush happen. Second thing you want to do right now in your garden is prune your trees, prune your plants. Okay, so I'm walking around my garden and I'm giving the stare down to all these trees, kind of kung fu style, like who's on my list? And I got these clippers and I start going like this and they start getting scared, like, oh God, what's he gonna do? Don't worry, we're just gonna give you a haircut. We're gonna just kind of raise the canopy up a little bit on the neem. Okay, and really when I'm trying to prune stuff, I'm only trying to prune things to raise the canopy up if I want that, or maybe I want to top it and keep the fruit within arm's reach. Maybe I want to prune something back to allow for more flow to happen in a certain area, because a lot of these trees, they grow into my pathways and I lose my pathways. So one example of that is this tree right here. This is a purple Pakistani female fruiting mulberry, which everybody should plant in the Phoenix area. A female fruiting mulberry The male mulberries are the ones that cities don't like because they put that pollen in the air, and the pollen can affect folks' allergies. I would say that eating dairy products actually affects your allergies more, but this is not a video for that. So get the female fruiting mulberry, because the female one doesn't affect allergies at all, and it puts off delicious fruits, and the female mulberries can take the conditions of the Phoenix heat, the Phoenix cold, and the Phoenix soil very, very well. Plus, the fruit is freaking unbelievable. I'm still eating mulberries on my cereal every morning out of my freezer. They're frozen in bags in there from the past season in March. So this guy's got a problem. He's a Pakistani, and he fruited really well this year. And his canopy looks kind of good, but if you look over here, right over here, he's got this like weird looking area kind of going down, touching on the ground. So I've got to get in here and help this guy create a good shape. So I'm gonna cut this branch off and cut this branch off. And now that's on the ground. I'm gonna cut this branch off. And now the canopy is raised up. And then I take all these branches and I throw them near the trunk of the tree. I don't waste this because this is not trash. This is gonna break down into nutrients, and it's gonna conserve water, and it's gonna also improve the bug life and the microbe life in that soil, because it's gonna basically be a mulch. So now this tree has a good shape to it, and look at how healthy this tree looks up here. All these new leaves coming off that all look so good. And so this is what I'm talking about, the flush of new growth. I don't want that new growth to go down on the ground. I want it to go up in the air, okay? And so let me show you guys, this tree is this size right now. He's newly planted this spring. Looks pretty good. We can go around the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush. We can take you guys for a spin around the mulberry bush. Here's one I planted last year at the same time. This is 1 year older. Oh, got hit by the ironwood. 1 year older here. You can't even see it, so big. All of that in the sky, all behind me, is the one from last year. Unreal. I did a video at Vegan Athlete. If you guys go find the video where I planted this Jaboticaba from Seamus O'Leary's tropical fruit trees. This is a 15-gallon Jaboticaba I planted from Seamus earlier in the spring, and he's doing great. I'm about to take the shade cloth off, but not yet. Everyone's been asking me, Jake, do you take your shade cloth off yet? And I'm like, no, not yet. Wait until it's for sure going to be under 95 for the rest of the fall, then I take it off. We're still in the hundreds, you know what I mean? Keep those shade cloths on for now. But in that video about the Jaboticaba, I planted it on camera. Remember, you guys saw it? Maybe I did the palm strike and I did some clever editing and I planted it in 1 second. It was kind of funny. If you go look it up on YouTube, type in Jake Mace Jaboticaba on YouTube. I talked about how the Jaboticaba needs some microclimate, needs some shade. So I would have the ironwood go with the mulberry shade for the Jaboticaba, and they're doing it. Look at the amount of shade they're producing here. This mulberry is above my head here. It's above me. That was a $20 tree last year. That was, you know, like maybe a, I don't know, a 3/4 inch or a 3/4 inch diameter stick, bare root. And now look at the size of the trunk on this thing. It's huge. Look at this size. That is a huge trunk. Like, it gets bigger as we go down lower. It's so big. Just 1 year, that's the trunk. And so imagine how many white mulberries I'm gonna get next year. And now it's providing some great shade. Look at all that shade above me. So actually I had a business meeting here in the yard today, and we had the meeting right out here in the shade of the mulberry tree, because now it's producing shade enough for a meeting. So, all right, let's stick to our medicine here. We've got moringa. We got neem. Let me show you guys the third form of medicine I'm growing in my yard. And also, if you guys look in the description of this video, there's a link to my upcoming gardening event. It's going to be in September. You can come either on Saturday, or you can come on Sunday, or you can do both. We ask for a $10 donation, and it's from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., a 2-hour gardening class, workshop, and a tour of my yard. So click the link in the description, and you guys can RSVP and get all the info about the event coming up. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a fun time. If we go back in here, this is my xeriscape I built years ago. All the dirt from my pond went into the xeriscape and made it a raised bed xeriscape. See that? Full of different kinds of cactus. And in the very back of the xeriscape, I put a bunch of this stuff. A bunch of that aloe vera, and that's the medicinal kind of aloe vera. I got one plant from the Desert Botanical Gardens plant sale, and then I got 2 more plants from the trash alley some neighbor was throwing away. And now I have a forest of aloe vera, but sometimes I'm really dumb. But in this case, I was pretty smart, okay? I put the aloe vera here because underneath me, see how nothing's growing here? Because that's a tunnel that my tortoise Leo has dug under the ground. It's a big airspace underneath this. And I put a wood frame over it and then covered it with dirt so it won't collapse. And so the aloe vera can't cross this point because there's no dirt there. So it pretty much stays contained back over here, and all I do is I come out here and I grab a piece of the aloe vera. Usually I have a knife, and I just break it off. I try to get a juicy piece. And then I have a video about this too. If you go on YouTube and search Jake Mace aloe vera, you guys will find my video of how to use it on top of your body, but also how to eat it. And so I take that and I fillet it like you would fillet a fish. And then I wash off the yellow slime and I eat the clear gel in a smoothie. And it's really fantastic as a probiotic and as a detox type food for your organs. So there's a lot of other nutrients in it too. But aloe vera is no joke. It's absolutely fantastic. And then of course, all the other food in my garden is also medicine. The fruits, the vegetables. I'm growing in worm castings and rock dust. And so when I eat the food from my garden, it's medicine, man. It's delicious medicine. All the mulberries I'm eating still and the apricots that are in my freezer, that's medicine to me. You know, that's fantastic. Let me see who's in the comments here. Amy. Amy will be there on the 17th. Good to meet you, Amy. Looking forward to seeing you on the 17th. I can't wait. I'm going to try to have the garden in a good state for you guys. How high can you practically harvest on the mulberry? Well, I am the vegan athlete, so I can jump up there pretty high. But if I was like 60 years old or 80 years old or 90 years old and I wasn't as capable as I am now, I would definitely prune the mulberries to be more within arm's reach, or at least like 2 steps up the ladder. Plus you can also put like a canvas piece of cloth on the ground around the trunk, and then just shake the tree and all the mulberries will fall onto it and harvest that way too. They fall off pretty easily. This is a baby pear tree I planted this last year in the spring, and he's got a few nice looking pears on him. You guys got to hit the like button for that. There's some pears. They're not quite ready yet, but they're almost ready. There's another one over here too. So I don't recommend growing pears because they're kind of finicky and kind of weird and they're susceptible to that fire blight, but grow things like guavas, because the guavas or the guayabas, they're like the tropical version of pear, and they do really well here in the Phoenix area. Here's another from a medicine. Everybody in Phoenix should have one of these. It's a desert willow. And this desert willow is the variety called a bubba, and it puts off pink flowers. And you'll see, once you plant a desert willow in your yard, you'll see them everywhere. Everybody in Phoenix, on the freeways, in commercial spaces, in neighborhoods, everyone's got desert willows. And they grow really well. They don't need to be watered once they're established. If you do water them, they'll grow better, of course. I have a lot of mulch down there for the guy, so he's got better moisture retention in there. And this is one of the most prized sources of antibacterial medicine for Native Americans in this area. So go on Google and type in health benefits of desert willow, and you'll find all the benefits. You'll find also how to prepare it. So desert willow, one of my favorite forms of medicine. You can use the leaves or the flowers. Yeah, pretty good stuff. And I want to show you guys one thing I'm really proud of. I'm always on the hunt for edible cactus. My whole goal when I first began gardening here in Phoenix was to have my entire garden, my entire house, like a native plant garden, where it was all native trees, native bushes, native herbs, native cactus that were also edible. But I kind of got away from that a little bit, and I grow a lot of stuff. But I still grow a lot of natives, like mesquite and palo verde and ironwood and desert willow and and cactus like Peruvian apple and saguaro and the nopales or prickly pear and nopalitos. And I'm always on the hunt, like a tunas. Tunas are the cactus fruit. Tunas. I'm always on the hunt for the best tasting tuna. Not tuna fish, because I'm vegan, but tunas, cactus fruits. And I found it, you guys. I went to the botanical garden because I teach their Tai Chi program. If you want to join my Tai Chi class at the garden, go to dbg.org and look up Jake Mace Tai Chi. You'll find my class. I've been teaching there for almost 5 years. So I know a lot of people at the botanical garden. I was talking to the docents who are experts. And I'm like, tell me guys, give me the inside track. What are the best tasting forms of cactus fruit out there? And they're like, well, prickly pear edible. And I'm like, I know, but what variety of prickly pear? Give me the one that has the biggest fruits and has the least amount of thorns and has the best tasting pads. They're like, well, they all have fruit on them. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. So sometimes even the experts don't have the answer you need. So I had to go find out for myself. So luckily I was in traveling with Seamus O'Leary actually one time, and I found 3 different varieties of prickly pear in this one area that had the biggest, most delicious cactus fruits I have ever seen in my entire life. And I think that Seamus O'Leary thought that I was a little crazy at the time for being excited about the cactus fruit. But I convinced him now, because he was over here a few days ago and I showed him the progress of these cactus. They're growing pretty well. So I just took 1 pad off each prickly pear cactus, 1 pad. And I planted it. And now this guy is one of them. And the 1 pad that I initially planted was this one down here. Now it's given birth to all these other pads in just about 6 months, maybe, no, like 10 months. No, yeah, like 6 months. Even got a flush of new ones growing right here. That's pepper right there. That's pepper right there. And these are all the new pads. Then over here, this one's growing even better. That was just 1 pad. This one down here was the initial pad. And now look at all this growth up top. Just a few months. And then back over here, this one's even bigger. This was the initial pad, the big one right there. Now all this growth from it. Now you could eat the pads, grill them up on the barbecue. You can kind of do them a traditional Mexican way where they kind of harvest the clear slime out of the prickly pear and then they eat that as a medicine. So cactus are also medicine. But I'm just really interested in growing it for the fruits, for the tunas. I skin the fruits like a kiwi fruit, and then I spoon out the inside and put it in my smoothies, or I freeze a bunch of them in the freezer and eat frozen cactus fruit every morning in my smoothie. A really good form of anti-inflammatories. These guys were the biggest, most incredible form of fruit I've ever seen. These 3. This guy had purple, dark purple fruits on him the size of softballs. I'm not even joking with you. They were softball size, humongous. This one had purple oval fruit the size of, like a Nerf football almost. And that guy in the back had the green oval fruit. So I'm really excited to have those guys fruit this year. And when they do, I'll be doing a live video and a YouTube video about it for you guys. I hope this video meant something to you guys. I try to take about an hour once in a while and do these videos for you. And hopefully they're meaningful for you. If they are, please share it. Check out my upcoming Facebook event in the description. Go to my YouTube channel, Vegan Athlete, and just watch a bunch of the videos and try to learn how to garden from my experience and my school of hard knocks. I try to put it all up there on YouTube so you guys can learn a little bit. And plant something, whether it's a basil plant, which is great for the Phoenix area right now, or maybe an Armenian cucumber, or maybe even a pecan tree, or maybe even a citrus tree, like an orange tree or something like that. I really think that pecan and orange and guava and mulberry and let's see here, what else do we have? I think that any kind of fruiting female date palms, the date palms, and any other natives like the ironwoods and the palo verdes and the mesquites are crucial to plant if you're interested in growing yourself off the food grid, because they really do work here in the Phoenix and I'm thinking the Tucson area as well. Hey, thanks for joining me here, guys. Let me see in the really quick the comments. Jesse Sparks, green tunas has more pectin for making jelly if you're into that. Oh, nice. That's a nice point. Thanks, Jesse. I didn't know that. Let's see here. Youssef says, no soursop. No, I can't grow soursop because it gets too cold here in the wintertime. Everybody's trying to grow soursop, but I haven't seen one that's been grown successfully here in Phoenix yet. And even if you are growing it successfully, You probably got soursop. I think it's also called the guarabana. You got the guarabana or the soursop in the greenhouse. You're having to water it so much, it's really not sustainable and practical for Phoenix. But if you lived in like Florida or California or Hawaii, I would seriously have I would have over 50 soursop trees. I love soursop so much. It's like super healthy pineapple. I think it's fantastic soursop. Christopher is asking if I smoke weed. I do not smoke weed, but I'm also not judgmental of my friends who do. So just like I'm not, let me think of a good analogy. I'm not a Buddhist, but I still do understand a lot of Buddhist philosophy, and I like a lot of Buddhist people. You know what I mean? So smoking weed's not for me. I'm not against growing marijuana, though. I think that everybody should be growing that if it's legal. We should try to fight to get it legal, because it really makes me angry when certain people tell other people what they can or can't grow. Like, who thinks that they have a big enough ego to tell me that I can't grow a plant in my backyard? Give me a break. And the only reason why I'm afraid to grow that plant is because they have the money and the guns. The government has the guns. The government has the money, and if I grow the plant and it's illegal and they find it, they'll assault me with the guns, and they'll throw the book at me. So you gotta wait, you gotta fight for it to be legal. Then I'm gonna grow the heck out of it once it's legal. I think it's great medicine, and I would love to eat it and juice it as a food substance. Andrew said he bought my moringa seeds from jakemace.com and had a 100% growth rate. Wow. I'm gonna do a video coming up, guys. We have one moringa tree that I can't show you now. It's getting too dark. It's way bigger than the other ones, and it just put seeds off for the first time, and they are twice the size of the other moringa seeds. So upcoming YouTube video about that. Let's see here. Courtney joined. Thanks, Courtney, for joining. Let's see here. Let's see. David, Yosef. Jesse wants me to do some air layering, and he'll buy some off me. I would love to. I'm just so busy right now. I don't have time to root all those cuttings. Let's see here. Roxanne. Thanks, Roxanne, for joining the group here, joining the live video. I love when I have my old friends join in and do these videos. This always makes me feel good. And let's see here. Jesse also started eating aloe after seeing one of John Kohler's videos about it. Yeah, aloe vera. Great stuff, guys. Great stuff. Let me go down here. And Shaddai, good to meet you. Jesus from the Canary Islands in Spain. Man. Jesus, that's cool. I wish I was there with you right now. That'd be pretty cool. Guys, go vegan and grow your food at home. Thanks for joining me, and hopefully I'll see you on September the 17th or on the 18th, the Saturday or the Sunday. Pick one or come to both. We do ask for a $10 donation. It helps us to keep the project of our garden going, but we're going to give you a ton of good information, really good info, all my contacts. Got a helicopter up there. We're going to also give you all of my favorite, most trustworthy sources of plants and seeds and trees, compost, and the like in town, and hook you guys up. So once you leave my workshop, you will be 3 years or 4 years ahead of where I was, because I'm going to give you a jump start on all the information. I love you guys. Thanks for joining our group. We surpassed 5,000 members of this group, and I think the only group in Arizona for gardening that's more popular than ours is that Tucson group. So there's a group in Tucson that's got a bunch of gardeners, and they have about 13,000 followers. We got over 5,000, and we're adding, hundreds of new followers almost a day. So I really want to congratulate you guys for showing the interest in gardening. I'm so glad you guys have joined me to see a little bit of my life and what I'm gardening and growing here in the Phoenix area. I'm going to go back into the house. This live video is officially done. Hopefully you learned something, and it's worth it to share it. Because when I see you guys hit that share button, it turns me on. Thanks very much. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next live video. You never know who's going to join me for the next one. Adios.